Welcome everyone to this joint Judiciary, Labor, and Technology hearing this Thursday morning. We have 2 items on the agenda, but before we get started, just if we have a catastrophic technical meltdown on the Zoom side, we'll try again tomorrow, February 9 at 9:31 a.m. in this room 016, and we'll post a notice. 2-minute time limit for testifiers, both on Zoom and in person, and I think that's it. The first bill up is a JDC lead. It's SB 2380, appropriates monies for collective bargaining cost items for the temporary hazard pay settlement from the COVID pandemic. First up on SB 2380 is Eric Tanigawa, Human Resources Director for the Judiciary. In support, next is Kamakana Kaimuloa, State Director, United Public Workers. Good morning.
Morning, chairs, vice chairs, members. Kamakana Kaimuloa, Government Affairs Manager, United Public Workers. We're obviously in support of this bill. This is important to our members who have waited nearly 2 years for their THP payout. We did want to note that we do appreciate the judiciary's leadership on this. They were willing to settle, and many others have not yet. So we appreciate the support and passage of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's everybody who signed up to testify on SB 2380. Does anyone else wish to testify on SB 2380? Seeing none, members, questions? I have a question for you, for UPW. Do you happen to have, do you know what the settlement number is?
So according to the information the judiciary provided, it's just short of $1.71 million.
So $1,097,301. Does that sound right?
I could follow up with that number.
Okay,
Senator.
That's all right if you don't know. That's okay. Okay, other questions, members? Okay, seeing none, I believe the next bill is yours, Chair.
All right, thanks, Chair. Okay, Senate Bill 2602 relating to Human Trafficking Victim Services Fund. Okay, up first we have the Attorney General.
Good morning, Chair Aquino and Chair Rhodes. My name is Julie Ibato. I'm with the Department of the Attorney General. I'm the administrator of the Crime Prevention Justice Assistance Division. In regards to SB 2602, we are in support the transfer of the administration from the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations to the Department of the Attorney General. If you have any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, up next we have the LIR OCS Director, Giovanni De La Cruz. Okay, members, written testimony and support. Okay, we have OHA.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you very much. Individual testimonies from Anne Freed and Tamara Pelton. Okay, both in support. Any others wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, members, questions? Vice Chair.
Attorney General's Office. No. So you've been in touch with OCS, and are there any complications? What is involved in the transfer of, are there employees being transferred?
No, I think it's one of those, this fund is not a very robust fund. The last record we saw that was posted for fiscal year 2023 ending, there's not even $3,000 in it. And so I think even their testimony stands that there's so little funds to manage to begin with. And so in part, we don't see this as a heavy lift that would require any additional manpower.
So the Attorney General's Office already does assist in terms of the human trafficking.
Yeah, so specifically my division, the Crime Prevention Justice Assistance Division includes the Grants and Planning Branch. Primarily, we administer US DOJ grants that improve the criminal justice system, including a number of victim-centered grants, the Violence Against Women Stop Grant, a SAS program, 6 Assault Services programs, as well as the Victims of Crime Act grant. We would manage this fund, really, to be honest with you, in partnership with another division within our department. So I think you folks are familiar there's the Special Investigation Prosecution Division. And so the way we see it, because the funds are so small too, in light of if there's any needs in regards to victims that are in their cases in particular, we could leverage this funds.
So this is the trafficking unit that I think the legislature funded several years ago. And so that's already in operation. So this would just be something else that you could handle.
Yeah, so we're providing the administrative support for that division.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I do apologize. There was late testimony from Kira Dante and Caroline Goloyu. They're both in support. Okay, thank you very much, members. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you. Attorney General, I think you may have answered this, but I'm not sure. So the fund is primarily funded by grants, like the DOJ grants, or?
This fund in particular is a offender contribution fund. It looks like from penalties that are court ordered that the monies are drawn from.
Okay, so it's just basically a transfer from Department of Labor to the AG then?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, members. Any other questions? Seeing none, we're going to recess briefly for decision making.
Short Okay, coming back into the joint committees with Judiciary and Labor and Technology. On SB 2380, this bill appropriates monies for the collective bargaining and cost items for the judiciary employees and their excluded counterparts for temporary hazard paid during the pandemic. Since we don't have a dollar amount and the appropriation is blank, recommendation is just to pass it unamended. Judiciary members, questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard for the vote.
Chair's recommendation on SB 2380 is to pass unamended. Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
I vote aye. Senator Elefante?
Aye.
Senator San Bonaventura?
Aye.
Senator Owa? Senator Owa?
Aye.
Measure passes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. LBT Committee, same recommendation. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Chair Hino,
Aye.
Vice Chair, aye. Senator Hara excused. Senator Lee.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
Okay. Recommendation adopted.
Okay, thank you very much. And moving on to Senate Bill 2602, relating to the Human Trafficking Victim Services Fund. Members, the recommendation is to move this as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote.
Chair votes aye. All others with any opposition, any reservation, recommendation adopted.
Okay, for JDC members, same recommendation, pass as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Chair's recommendation is to pass as is with all members present. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Okay, thank you very much. We're adjourned.
Thank you. All right, welcome everyone to the judiciary has a 9:55 decision-making only agenda here. I'm not, hang on just a second, find the right paperwork momentarily. Yeah, this goes to February 1st. Let's see. Short recess, I apologize. Okay, coming back out of recess, we just have the one bill to vote on on our 9:55 agenda. That's SB 2514. This requires petitions or motions for pro hoc vice appearance for court proceeding, arbitration proceeding to be supported by evidence of local council's Hawaii business registration, the applicant's Hawaii general excise tax license, and affirmation that both the applicant and local council will pay all state income taxes due for Hawaii business activities and other information, and requires a rules change by the Supreme Court. So the backdrop is that the Supreme Court has proposed the new rules to cover this situation. And so what I would like to do is I'll defect the date, April 15, 2112, and we'll put in the committee report that the Supreme Court is taking up this issue with proposed rules, with a proposed rules change, and we'll move it on for now and see, just to keep it alive. My bitter experience has been that sometimes I've killed bills a little too early, so let's go ahead and keep it alive for one more round. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair, excuse me, can't speak English this morning. As amended.
Okay. Chair's recommendation is to pass SB 2514 with amendments. Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
Vice Chair Woods, aye. Senator Elefante?
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura?
Aye.
And Senator Owa?
Aye.
Measure passes, Chair.
Thank you very much. That concludes this this session. Okay, we're adjourned.
Calling the 10 a.m. joint hearing with Health and Human Services and the Judiciary. Present with me is for Health and Human Services is myself as Chair, Vice Chair Senator Aquino, and Senator Awa as a member. Would you like to introduce yourself?
For the Judiciary, I think we're all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Thank you. As noted in prior hearings, this hearing is being streamed. Oh, and we have Senator Shimabukuro for Health and Human Services. As noted in prior hearings, this hearing is being streamed live on YouTube. You can find links to on-viewing options for all Senate hearings and meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislator's website, www.capitol.hawaii.gov. In the unlikely event that we must abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business on February 9, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. here in room 016. Public notice will be posted on the legislator's website. For all those, I'm sorry, we have ALS. For all those who are on video, your video will be muted and video disabled until it is your turn to testify. Unlike prior hearings for HHS, because we have an ALS interpreter, we are going to allow for 2 minutes for testimony, and we request all testifiers to speak slowly and do not speak over anybody else because of the ALS interpreter. If there are any temporary technical glitches during your turn to testify, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints. We appreciate your understanding and remind you that the committee has already received your written testimony. I will be reading a list, thank you, of people who submitted written testimony for each measure. We apologize if the closed captioning does not accurately transcribe the names. Again, if you're interested in seeing the written testimony, you can go to the legislator's website at www.capitol.hawaii.gov. So first up, we have SB 2465 relating to mental health. Okay, first up, we have Hawaii State Department of Health in support.
Good morning, Senators. My name is Courtney Matsu, Medical Director and Acting Administrator for Adult Mental Health Division. We stand.
Dr. Matsu,
Yes.
could you slow down your
Sorry.
testimony because we have an ALS interpreter? Thank
Sure.
you.
Do you want me to repeat myself?
That's fine. Please proceed.
Okay, AMHD or the Department of Health stands on its written testimony. And
Okay,
we-
thank you very much. And you have Dr. Koniagi is also present. Please identify yourself.
Chad Koyanagi with AMHD, Department of Health, Medical Director of Crisis Continuum.
Okay, and you also stand on your written testimony
Yes,
and be present for questioning.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have DCAB in support. We'll call you later. Kirby Shaw. Next, we have University of Hawaii at Manoa Masters of Social Work Program in support. Tiffany Bader. Next, we have Hawaii Substance Abuse Coalition in support. Alan Johnson. Next, we have Institute of Human Services, Connie Mitchell in support. Next, we have Louis Urchik, Hawaii Disability Rights Center, providing comments. Next, we have Shauna Kokila in support. Shauna, are you in Zoom?
She's
No?
unfortunately not available on Zoom, Chair.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Greg Misakian in support, and we have Justin Silva in opposition. Anybody else wishing to testify for SB 2465? Members, any questions? So, yes, okay, Chair Rhodes.
For DOH. So the bill as it stands has appropriation of 2.25 million for the data collection and publication. Then it has a blank amount for education and training on mental health emergency examination and hospitalization and assisted community treatment. The 2.25 million you believe will be sufficient?
For all of it, or are you also including the
the-
educational?
For the data collection and publication.
We believe so. We have already had some movement on that arena.
Okay.
So
Okay,
For the blank amount, do you have a suggested dollar amount?
you're asking about the education and training section?
Yeah, education and training on mental health emergency examination and hospitalization and assisted community treatment.
I don't have the amount. We'd have to have further discussions to look at the scope in terms of how much and what, where we're going to concentrate the education and training.
Okay. Chair, I have other questions, but I'll let others go if you want.
are there any other questions? Otherwise, I'll have Chair Rhodes proceed, and after Chair Rhodes, I'll have questions. Please proceed,
Okay,
Chair
thanks.
Rhodes.
Does the department currently provide any education and training on mental health emergency examination and hospitalization and assisted community treatment?
Currently, no.
No. Okay, not on any of those topics.
Well, we do work with the MHEW program at Queens, and the MHEW program, we have regular meetings with them, and they are heavily involved in the CIT training across the state as well.
Sorry, remind me what CIT is.
Crisis intervention team,
Oh.
it's the Memphis model of police specialty training to resolve mental health crises.
I request people to slow down so that our ALS, thank you.
ASL. The department's testimony discussed a data dashboard that it had developed. How much of what is being requested by this bill is included on the dashboard already?
I would say the majority in terms of the crisis data. It also includes some substance data. I know part of the bill requests ACT data to be inputted there, and that has not yet happened.
Okay. Okay, so the answer, so passing the bill, it won't change your operations entirely. There's stuff that you're already doing that would be covered by it, and then we would just give you statutory cover for it.
It would, correct. I think it would also require further discussions so we can refine.
Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thank you. So thank you very much, Dr. Matsu and Dr. Koniagi. I know you folks are recent employees for Department of Health, so I thank you for stepping up. But this was a bill that was drafted based upon last session's discussions with Dr. Amy Curtis. and there was a huge need for education. My request is, would you be able to determine with AMHD, with Marian Suji, what the educational amounts would be for training? Because my understanding from them, Dr. Amy Curtis, that this would be a huge tool in helping determine crisis intervention when officers are properly trained. So will you be able to do that hopefully by the next hearing?
We will enthusiastically look at the opportunities for further trainings of both law enforcement and community case management teams.
Okay, so hopefully by the next hearing, hopefully within the next week, will you be able to give us an amount so that we can fill in the blank? Because this was a priority at the last session.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Okay, thank you. One other question, and that is, there is a sunset deadline on page 4. Is it page 4? Excuse me. Page 4, line 4. Will it be okay if we repeal that sunset deadline of June 30th, 2024? Let's see. You know what? I don't see it on page 4 either. But in the event that there is in the event the statute, underlying statute has a sunset date, do you have any problem repealing any sunset date to what is requested here?
Respectfully, I'd like a little time to take a look at that.
Okay, thank you. So,
These are the order to treat statutes that sunset, so it's actually in.
it's in the underlying statute, okay, but right now you don't have, because it refers to a section of the HRS which refers to a sunset date and not in the actual bill. You do not have time at this time to review those sunset dates. So hopefully within the next week, will you look, I will provide you with those statutes. Will you be able to provide us at least an opinion as to whether or not repealing those sunset dates would be appropriate should this bill move on?
Yes.
Yes, Chair.
You would? Okay. Any other questions, members? Seeing none, moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is judiciary.
Okay, next up is SB 2752. This appropriates funds to the Office of Elections Statewide Elections Accessibility. Sorry, I'll take my mask off for this one. Appropriates funds to the Office of Elections Statewide Elections Accessibility Needs Advisory Committee to provide voter education and outreach services for individuals with accessibility needs. First up on 2752 is Kathy Betts, Director, Department of Human Services. With comments. Next is Daintry Bartoldes, State Council on Developmental Disabilities. Also in support, James Gashel, Statewide Voters with Accessibility Needs Advisory Committee. In support, Justin Silva in opposition, Patricia Morrissey in support, Eleanor McDonald in support, Kay Naquin in support. And that's everybody who signed up on SB 2752. Does anyone else wish to testify on SB 2752, either online or in person?
There is big testimony.
Oh, and there's yeah, I got it. Yeah, thanks. All right, doesn't look like there's anyone to ask questions of, so I think we will, you want to recess to go to decision making?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, we'll go to decision making.
Thank you. So for SB 2465, Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. We are going to note that there is a blank appropriation that we are going, so this is going to go into conference, but to ensure further discussion, because there is a question as to deadlines, we are also going to add a defect date of December 31, 2050, pass with amendments. The amendment would repeal any statutory deadline that exists on 334-161 and 162, 334-162, and any other tech amendments suggested by SMA. Any comments, questions, concerns? Okay, seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote. Chair votes aye.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. Senate Bill 2465, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair?
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Keokolole is excused. Senator Shimabukuro.
Aye.
Senator Awa.
Aye.
Recommendation is adopted, Chair.
Thank you. JDC members, same recommendation. Any questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair Gabbard for the vote.
On SB 2465 to pass with amendments, Chair Rhodes.
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator LaFonte.
Aye.
Senator San Bonaventura.
Aye.
And Senator Awa.
Aye.
Measure passes.
Okay, thank you. Next up is SB 2752. This appropriates funds to the Office of Elections Statewide Elections Accessibility Needs Advisory Committee. Recommendation here is to pass as is, but note in the committee report that we believe that the correct amount or the necessary amount is $10,000. So as is, but committee report with $10,000. JDC members, questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
The JDC measure is SB 2752 to pass as is of the members present. Are there any no votes or reservations? Seeing none, the measure passes.
So for Health and Human Services, same recommendation. Vice Chair for the vote. Chair votes aye.
Okay, thank you very much. 4 members are present. Any reservations? Any noes? Recommendation is adopted, Chair.
So we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.